The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
On early this time. Everybody, and welcome to Weyburn City Council for Monday, June 9th. This is our first regular meeting of the month. Before we get started, I will note that Councillor Bador is not here with us tonight, and I would like to welcome our youth mayor, Jackson Stadnick, who is with us here tonight. So welcome. We got a full agenda tonight, a few things, a home-based business, a proclamation, and we are going to update the Weyburn Builds program potentially. So let's get to work. First things first, approval of the minutes of the May 26th meetings.
Your Worship, I'll make the motion that the minutes of the regular council meeting and the strategic planning and priorities meeting held on May the 26th, 2025 be approved.
Your Worship, I will second Councillor Morrissette's motion.
Thank you. Any commentary, questions, or changes? Hearing none, call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Next up is the agenda. Any additions to the agenda, administration?
Yeah, thanks, Your Worship. There's no additions from administration tonight.
Council? No, hearing none. We'll move on. Public hearings and notices, there are none. We do have one proclamation tonight, and I'll get going on that. So, whereas the theme for Pride Week, June 15th to 21st, 2025 in Weyburn is Beyond the Rainbow, Education, Celebration, and Inclusion. Whereas threats, violence, and harassments against LGBTQIA2+ people happen every day around the world. In many countries, crimes perpetrated because of someone's real or perceived sexual orientation or gender identity are not prosecuted as hate crimes, and sometimes they're not investigated at all. Homophobic and transphobic hate crimes have a devastating impact on those communities. Even in Weyburn, the fear of being targeted pushes people to hide their identity. Whereas Pride events are about human rights and they empower the community of individuals to celebrate their existence and perseverance in the public spaces they are often excluded from. Visibility is crucial, especially when LGBTQIA2+ people often feel they are at the margins of society. And whereas Canada is home to over 1 million people who identify as gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, or two-spirit. Therefore, I, Jeff Richards, as Mayor of the City of Weyburn, do hereby proclaim June 15th to 21st, 2025 Pride Week in the City of Weyburn. And we'll get a photo on the... Regan's not going to speak tonight. I'm not sure.
Just for a change.
For a change. And you guys doing here, Jackson's going to get on the other side. Yeah, that's probably better than this.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I'll look better if I'm
Oh, it's upside down.
Oh my goodness.
That was bad gaze. Yes.
That would be the headlines.
It would have been. We're going to have to take like keep moving over. There, Richards, just take like 2 steps.
Oh, this way? Oh, sorry, I was looking the other way.
That's okay. Scoochy, scoochy.
I'll figure
Sorry.
you make like a reality TV show called that. Like Real Housewives of New York.
Bad Gaze of Weyburn?
Yeah.
Yes. You know, you're laughing first. So funny. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So this is
Right here.
right? Yes, we will leave it here.
Yes, and I'll give you this. Thank you. There you go.
Wonderful.
So you want to leave it here? We'll put it
Yeah,
up
I'll give
on
it
next
to
Monday, right?
Give it to Tina. Okay. Or I'll just set it over there.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. All right. All right. I think we're good. We can keep going. All right. Next up, reports of standing committees. So do any councillors have some reports from their standing committees? Councillor Morissette.
Thank you, Your Worship. I know we have a busy night tonight, so I just wanted to sneak my announcement in here. Walk of Fame. The induction ceremony is being held this year for the 2025 edition. So Saturday, if everybody wants to come out and help us honor Jason Bond and James Cahill. They are the two inductees to the Walk of Fame this year. We are also taking the opportunity to say thank you and pay tribute to former councillor Dick Mickle, just recognizing his many years of dedicated service as the chair of the Walk of Fame committee. So that's going on rain or shine, and we're working with the Car Club, and they're just going to kind of tone things down when we have our celebration. So everybody can come out on Saturday at 2 o'clock.
Thank you, Councillor Morissette. That's going to be an exciting afternoon. I'm looking forward to it. It's a busy weekend. Anybody else? Okay, hearing none, we'll go on. Next up is the consent agenda. So 3 items in there: the cash activity report for April, public works report for May, and the water treatment plant report for May. If I could get a motion to get that on the floor.
Your Worship, I'd make the motion that the following items on the consent agenda be approved: the cash activity report for April, public works report for May, and the water treatment plant report for May as well.
Thank you.
I'll second that motion, Your Worship.
Thank you. So questions or comments from any of those reports? Councillor Morissette.
I'm on a roll tonight, Mayor
You
Richards.
are.
I actually just wanted to take the opportunity to highlight page 6 of the Public Works report. I know it's something that I asked our Director of Engineering about last month, and she actually puts this in the report for us every month, and I really, really appreciate it. But Renee, can you explain page 6, which is just where the pothole patching and stuff is going on within the city?
Yeah, absolutely. So page 6, we have a road repair summary report. Every month, we tabulate the locations that we do hot mix patching. So that includes deep patches or infrared or just pothole patching, as well as utility repairs. And then we also include, so that's a monthly total, and then we also include up on page, I think, 3 of the report, a cumulative total for the year. So in May, for example, we did 26 tons of hot mix patching along Highway 35 North and King Street. And then you'll see on there, Railway Avenue, we patched 38 tons of hot mix in a localized area around a valve repair. So we extended it out to fill in some settlement and kind of a dip in the road there, but that was a large quantity in a localized area. And then, yeah, the patching in just our general collector areas, and then we have an area on 7th and 8th and Souris Ave that took 12 tons, and those again were utility repairs. So I don't divide it out on the report saying what's a pothole and what's a utility repair, but if anyone is ever wondering or interested, they can call down to the Public Works line or to the engineering department, and we can give as much detail as they want. So.
Perfect. I just want to, if you can pass along a huge thank you to the crews. They're doing a really great job. I know that there's so many potholes out there that they're trying to get to, but they are doing a great job.
Thank you.
And can you also, since you have the floor, highlight when the line painting is going to be done?
Absolutely. So we have our line painters coming to town tomorrow. So depending on what time they get here, they may start tomorrow afternoon or evening, but by Wednesday they will be full out, and they'll be here for 3 days for sure, weather permitting, obviously, and they should be able to wrap up the city's line painting by Friday. And if not, then they'll be returning at a later date. So there'll be 3 days next week where you're probably going to see them just about out and about around town doing crosswalks, center lines, turning lanes, and that sort of thing. So
thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Any other commentary on those items, or questions, I should say? Oh, all right. So we have the motion on the floor, so if there's nothing else, I'll call the question. All in favor? And that is carried. Thank you. And yeah, as always, those reports are on the city website. Feel free to have a look at those. Next up is the accounts payable. for the month.
Your worship, I would move that the purchases from May 1st, 2025 to May 31st, 2025 in the amount of $2,488,824.08 be approved for payment. The purchases include quick pays of $6,950, accounts payable of $1,486,360.12, direct withdrawals of $993,204.76, and debit card transactions of $2,309.20.
Thank you. And a seconder.
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thanks, Councillor Higgs. Any questions on the accounts payable? No, hearing none, then we'll call the question. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. All right, no bylaws introduced tonight, no unfinished business. So we will go on to new business. First up is a home-based business permit, and we will turn this one over to Planning and Development Coordinator Malcolm.
An application has been received from Randolph Schiller to operate a financial service out of their residence at 631 Stavely Crescent, located in the R1 zone. This would be considered a controversial use as the business involves clients being directed to the home throughout the day. The proposed hours of operation are Monday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. The applicant anticipates minimal traffic increase with one vehicle per appointment, and the driveway is available for parking. The zoning bylaw does require that controversial home-based businesses, which involves clients attending the home, go through the neighborhood notice process and receive council approval. Neighborhood notices were mailed out on May 15th, 2025 to all neighbors within a 50-meter radius of the applicant's home. Residents receiving the notice were given the opportunity to comment on the application, and no concerns or objections were received. Home-based businesses are a permitted use, meaning that landowners have the right to undertake the use in accordance with the bylaw, unless provisions of the bylaw are specifically contravened. Home-based businesses generally must meet the following provisions: be incidental to the use of the premises as a residence, be compatible with residential uses, be limited in extent in terms of volume of material sold and number of clients, not substantially increase the volume of traffic, and not detract from the residential character of the zone. The use identified would be considered a controversial occupation under section 5.1.19 of the zoning bylaw, as clients will be directed to the home. Staff have reviewed the application and are of the opinion that the home-based business application does meet the requirements in the zoning bylaw. So, decision options. Option 1, council approves home-based business permit 2025.010 at 631 Stavely Crescent, subject to the following conditions. No person other than a resident of the dwelling unit shall be engaged in the home-based business as an employee or volunteer. No advertisement carrying the address of the dwelling in which the home-based business occurs may be placed in the media. The home-based business shall not occupy more than 25% of the gross floor area of the dwelling. The face of any home-based business sign on site must not exceed 0.092 meters squared. The permit is only valid for the above address and is not transferable to another address. Reapplication will be required if the business moves location. Home-based businesses are subject to periodic review to ensure compliance. The applicant's driveway shall be used for off-street parking for clients, and a City of Weyburn business license shall be obtained prior to the operation of the business. Option 2, refusal of the home-based business permit 2025.010 at 631 Stavely Crescent for the following reasons. A permitted use must have a reason for refusal. So staff recommendation, option 1, that council approves home-based business permit 2025.010 at 631 Stavely Crescent, subject to the conditions listed in option 1.
All right, thank you very much. Can we get a motion on the floor for this one?
Sorry, Your
Councillor
Worship,
Morissette,
I'll
yep.
make the motion that council approves the home-based business permit 2025.010 at 631 Stavely Crescent, subject to the conditions presented.
Got a seconder?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, Councillor Janke. Okay, any questions for this or about this or concerns? All right, hearing none. Great work on this file. I'll call the question. All in favor? That is carried unanimously. Thank you. Next up is a request to purchase land, a small piece of land north of Elgin Street. So back to Planning and Development Coordinator Malcolm.
Thank you. The city received an offer to purchase from Dustin and Sarah Satry to purchase a portion of municipal land approximately 240.28 meters squared or 0.06 acres for the price of $14,285.71 plus taxes for a total of $15,000. The intended portion is not serviced and zoned R1. Rezoning would not be necessary for that portion of land. The intention of the purchase is to extend their current rear yard to allow the building of a concrete pad for a family sports court. The concrete pad is expected to be approximately 34 by 54 feet. The proposed parcel would be the length of their current property and extend to the uppermost corner of the back alley. The city currently sells commercial beer land at $12,000 per acre. A price for residential beer land would need to be determined. So option 1, council approves the sale of the portion of municipal land contingent on the following conditions. Complete and submit a certified surveyor's report to obtain the actual size of the intended portion of land prior to the sale to determine actual size and appropriate cost. Option 2, approve the sale of the portion of municipal land at the offered price of $15,000 with the following conditions. Complete and submit a certified surveyor's report to obtain the actual size of the intended portion of land prior to the sale to determine actual size. 3, deny the sale of the portion of municipal land for the price of $15,000 for the following reasons. Reasons for refusal would have to be provided by the person making the motion. So staff recommendation, option 2, approve the sale of the portion of municipal land at the offered price of $15,000 with the following conditions. Complete and submit a certified surveyor's report to obtain the actual size of the intended portion of land prior to the sale to determine the actual size.
All right. Thank you very much. Can I get a motion for this one?
Your Worship, I would move that council approve the sale of the portion of municipal land at the offered price of $15,000 with the following conditions. Complete and submit a certified surveyor's report to obtain the actual size of the intended portion of the land prior to the sale to determine actual size.
Thank you.
I would second that motion.
All right, thank you. Any questions about this? It's not unusual, but yeah, Councillor Janke.
Sarah or whoever wants to answer this, I think I know the answer to this question, but in the interest of getting it in the record, there's no plans of ever extending that back alley to link up with Elgin Street?
No, not that we have on record right now. The land that they're purchasing a portion of is just a big parcel of city-owned property that we have, yeah.
All right, perfect, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? No? All right. Call the question. All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Next up is the Weyburn Builds Show Home Program Review. And for that, we'll go to our construction coordinator, Patrick Grunert.
Thank you. Okay, the City of Weyburn in 2024 reviewed both Weyburn, or in April of 2024, reviewed both Weyburn Builds program and approved the development of the Show Home Incentive Program. Both programs were geared towards residential development and are intended to boost local economic development within the city while promoting local material and labor providers. The Show Home Incentive Program is aimed at encouraging home builders, contractors, and businesses to develop new furnished homes in underdeveloped residential subdivisions throughout the city. Under the program, there are two approaches for development: show home and spec home construction. Both involve new construction on vacant properties with a 3-year 100% tax abatement on the property. Under both programs, the homes must be completed within 12 months the date of the issued building permit. Weyburn Build's incentive program is aimed at encouraging property owners to renovate or make improvements to exteriors of aging houses in mature infill areas or new construction throughout the city. The program talks about new construction, new mobile or modular homes, and exterior upgrades. A 3-year, 75% tax abatement would be applied to both new construction and new mobile or modular homes, and a rebate amount of $50 per 1,000 of approved work to a maximum of a $1,500 grant would be applied to the exterior upgrades in this program. So the discussion, since the implementation of the Show Home Incentive Program in 2024, there's only been one application submitted and completed. During the same period, there have been no rejections, no rejected applications under the incentive program. Applications for 2025 have not yet been received, but we are kind of hearing some inquiries and stuff like that. So that one property is at 161 Dillette Drive. Weyburn Build's program was last reviewed April of 2024. Since 2019, the City of Weyburn has issued $39,515 in, that must be the rebates, yeah, in rebates, and a total of $28,034 in tax concessions through Weyburn Build's program, broken down in the table that you guys see. In 2024, there's a total of 10 applications submitted, 4 of which are new dwellings with a 3-year tax concession applying. For 2025 to date, there have been a total of 4 submitted and 2 completed applications, with 2 of the 4 being new dwellings. Tax concessions have not been applied to either of the new dwelling applications, as the work has not yet been completed. City of Weyburn has not received any applications that do not qualify. There's a breakdown in the tables there. So under both incentive programs, since 2019, the City of Weyburn has had 12 new residential developments, with 1 being a modular home in 2020. There's a table here that sort of illustrates that, where the builds were. So Building and Planning Department have reviewed several other municipalities' incentive programs, just as comparables. Yorkton, in 2022, when we initially did research, had no incentive or grant programs which are available for residential development, but they currently offer building incentives for a limited time. The City of Yorkton is offering 50% rebate towards the purchase of any city-owned residential lot. Residential construction incentive implemented in 2025 grants a 100% tax rebate over a 5-year period to the owner of a new 1, 2, 3, or 4 unit dwelling constructed in the city or privately owned vacant residential lot. And then residential housing incentive to encourage development and supply new rental units in the City of Yorkton. Developers can apply for either a 5 or 10-year commitment per property. Tax concessions will apply. Estevan really has no programs that were available for residential development at all, and there still isn't any. Moose Jaw had the replacement housing incentive program. This is for new residential development with a 100% tax concession for 5 years. And then currently Moose Jaw offers a 5-year tax concession or capital grant for the following development. There's a little table there, and I believe Moose Jaw is a phased tax program as well, where it's, I think it's over 4 years or 5, where it goes 100% for the first year, 75%, 50%, 25%, like that. It sort of phases out. So conclusion, the City of Weyburn administration was confident that the residential incentive developed could be successful as presented if used in accordance with the guidelines set forth. The Show Home Incentive Program, or SHIP, was intended to supplement the already established Weyburn Builds program. The key differences were that SHIP was designed to incentivize businesses, developers, and home builders, where Weyburn Builds incentives incentivizes the individual property owners or residents of the City of Weyburn. So the recommendation is in an effort to streamline incentives currently in place, ensure the success of the programs developed, and provide property owners, businesses, developers, and home builders with consistent and valuable incentives. It is recommended that the City of Weyburn, through City Council, allow the Show Home program incentive program to be combined with the Weyburn Builds program. So it is proposed that Section 2.1, new construction of the Weyburn Builds program, be revised to a 3-year, 100% tax abatement. It is also recommended that this tax concession remains with the specific property for the full 3 years, even in the event of a change of ownership. Eligibility requirements would remain the same as currently set forth in the Weyburn Builds program. So option 1 is council approves the proposed merger of the Show Home Incentive Program with the current Weyburn Builds program, with changes mentioned above for implementation on July 1st, 2025. And option 2 is City Council denies the merger of the Show Home Incentive Program with the current Weyburn Builds program with the changes mentioned above. So staff recommendation is that we go with option 1. City Council approves the proposed merger of the Show Home Incentive Program with current Weyburn Builds program with the above mentioned.
All right. That was a lot. Thank you.
That was lots, yeah.
That was a lot. A motion on the floor, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. I move that Council approves the proposed merger of the Show Home Incentive Program policy with the current Weyburn Builds program policy with the changes mentioned above, and that the current Show Home Incentive Program policy be rescinded.
Yes, thank you.
I'll second that motion.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Any questions, comments? Yes, Councillor Morissette.
Thank you, Worship. Patrick, did you talk to the current developers or anybody else who's actually shown some interest in developing in the City of Weyburn to see if this would be more of an incentive for them to come and build here?
Yeah, for sure. We've had lots of discussion with local home builders, with developers of developers that have inventory in the city of lots, and lots of other people that have come through the doors just about the program in different ways. So yeah, there's been lots and lots and lots of discussion ever since day one about this program. So yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yep, John. Councillor Corrigan.
Thank you, Your Worship. I think they're good programs, and I was looking at it thinking, is there any downside to streamlining the process and combining these? As administration, do you have any concerns with doing that at all?
I don't think so. I think it simplifies things from an administration perspective as well, just because we're running one program instead of two. And I think with some of the proposed changes, we've kind of taken the best of both of them and put them together and kind of made one really strong program, I think.
Yeah, I agree. It looks like a great program in comparison to what's going on in other communities. I think it's a step up for us to take. So
I think in all the research, we're the only municipality our size that has any program like this at all whatsoever.
Thanks for your work on this.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep, Councillor Sadlowski.
Thank you for your work on this, Patrick. I just wanted to say I am really, really pleased to see that the incentives will stay with the home and can be transferred to new owners. I heard a lot of feedback about that through my campaigning and then through conversations over the last few months. So I think that is a huge advantage. So thank you.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest pushes we heard in receiving some of the comments on it, and all the discussions we had was just the carryover with new ownership, so it stays with the property.
Councillor Janke.
Yeah, I like what everybody else said. I think this is much simpler and more streamlined. The only thing I would add is that let's everyone promote this as much as we can. These programs are great, but they're only as good as the awareness thereof.
Yeah, and we've been trying really hard to, every time we get an application, make sure that everybody that makes an application for any type of building permit knows what program it falls under, how they can apply for it, and administration's been really good about, even when we send the approvals out, we make sure that this program's information goes with it, so.
Yeah, that is ideal.
Yep.
Anybody else? No, I would agree. Thanks for your work. Thanks for reaching out and consulting, and I'm proud of the fact that we had this. We committed to looking at it in a year, and that's what we're doing, and we're just making it better. So I think that is ideal. If there's nothing else, then I'll call the question. All in favor? Thank you very much. Okay, we are going to go on to item number 11 now.
Your worship, I would like to declare a conflict as I have a personal connection to item 11.
Thank you. Okay, so this is an in-camera item. So I will ask everybody except for City Council, City Manager, and the City Clerk to clear chambers, if you could. You're more than welcome to wait out in the waiting area, I suppose it's called, and we'll bring you back in afterwards, after we will make the motion to go in camera right now, in fact. So. All right, folks, welcome back, and thank you for that. We did have a motion to move back out of camera, so that is where we are. I would first, we got a couple of motions to do now. I'd first like a motion to accept, if I could.
Your worship, I move that council acknowledges a code of ethics complaint dated May 6, 2025 has been filed, and that council will take all necessary steps to determine whether the complaint is valid pursuant to the Model Code of Ethics bylaw.
Thank you. If I get a seconder?
I will second that, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Morissette. Any questions or comments on this? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Thank you very much. And now a motion to address the in-camera item, please.
Your worship, I move that council appoint Lorianne Rusnak of LADR HR Consulting as independent investigator to conduct a review of the Conduct Code of Ethics complaint received May 6, 2025.
Thank you. And a seconder?
I'll second that, Your Worship.
Thank you. Any questions on this one? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Thank you very much. All right, so before we go on, could somebody get Councillor Sadlowski, invite her back in? Thank you very much. So we have come to item 12, which is inquiries and announcements. And I know we've got quite a few of those tonight. But we'll maybe start with that item that's sitting behind the city manager right now. We're at inquiries and announcements, and we're hoping you would lead off.
Oh.
Well.
Sadly, today, Weyburn was the recipient of the Silver Rake. So we had our golden garbage can competition today. It was a fantastic, wait, I'm gonna put this back first.
Before Matthew has a WCB claim.
It was a fantastic way to showcase both communities. We had 4 judges from each side. We had 2 councillors, our 2 chamber ladies from the chamber, a horticultural society, and 1 from their gardening club, and our communications page came along with us. So we spent the whole day touring Estevan in the morning, Weyburn in the afternoon. It was a fantastic day. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, we lost by a few points. The score was 39.6 to 37.25 in favor of Estevan. I just want to say that I am very confident.
Councillor Jenke's not taking the news well.
I am very confident we are going to win the Golden Garbage Can back next year. And I look forward to this competition building even more so and getting more people involved. Hopefully we can get the schools and some of our sports teams and that kind of thing involved. So yes. I want to thank everyone who partook in the day and cleaning up, and yes, it was a great day to showcase the community, so thank you.
Yeah, very good. Congratulations, Estevan.
They have it displayed right in front of their mayor right now as well.
Okay, that's fine. And listen, I want to congratulate you and Councillor Walizer from Estevan for reigniting a very cool tradition that our two communities have had for I don't know how many years, very many. And I don't know that the Golden Garbage Can has spent much time outside of Weyburn. So, you know, it's time. So next year, look out, Mayor Tony, because we're coming for you. Thank you. Anybody else? Comments on this one or any other?
I hope they enjoy it. It's the only thing they can beat us in.
Here, here. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Councillor Sedlowski.
I just wanted to wish all the graduates this week a safe and happy grad day. It's a pretty special day, and we look forward to seeing them on Saturday.
Right on. Yeah. All right, anybody else? Inquiries and announcements?
I have some.
I'll bet you do.
I have a couple here. I just want to extend an invitation to all of council and all of the community residents to come to our Public Works and Emergency Services open house next Wednesday, June 18th from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. and that is at our Public Works Fleet Shop building. There'll be signs, a barbecue, free hot dog and drink and chips, and interactive displays with our Public Works equipment and emergency services equipment. So I think there's going to be a big sandbox too for the little ones. So come on down for that. Also, just wanted to make an announcement for, as part of the ongoing reservoir upgrades at the water treatment plant, we will be required to reduce our reservoir capacity by about 50%. So we are asking residents in the community just to practice some water conservation starting this Thursday or Friday this week here for about 10 days or for about 2 weeks actually. So that's just basically not using any unnecessary water use, like maybe washing vehicles or changing out the water in your swimming pools or water features. And then just a reminder too that the city does have a water conservation bylaw for the watering on odd and even houses for twice a week and waterless Wednesdays. So yeah, any questions about that?
Can you arrange for some rain that week so we don't need to water our grass?
I am on it. It will.
Easy enough done.
Easier said than done.
And the risk, Renee, just to be clear, in running the reservoir too low is high. We don't want that to happen. That's why we're asking this.
Yeah, so we are going to be at a 50% reduction in our reserves for the water. So we have a high demand right now just with our seasonal water usage. So we just want to ensure that we don't run into issues where we're going to have to implement a mandatory water conservation. So, yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, and then the best news for last is the city and the province are partnering to start improvements on Highway 35, King Street. That includes King Street from 1st Avenue North to 5th Avenue North, as well as potentially Highway 35 North to urban city limits. So the city will be issuing a tender for construction services this week, hopefully tomorrow. And then that tender will include two parts. Part one will be King Street, part two will be Highway 35 North for rehabilitation options. And then once we receive bids, we'll be able to define the actual work area and work scope, because we are still going to be restricted by budget constraints. So depending on what the bids come back on, we can define our work area. And then once we have that defined, we will be entering into or finalizing our agreement with the province. So it's great news for the community and really awesome to, everyone can celebrate.
Yeah, that is a celebration for sure. Kudos to you and your team for your negotiations with the province on that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. That work will be tendered right away will happen this construction season.
Yes, so the work will be slated for this construction season, starting as early as July, with an end date of, end of September probably. So somewhere in there, yeah.
Excellent news.
So with that, there is going to most likely be some inconvenience to the drivers and residents and just the traffic, highway traffic coming through. We do have a big highway detour starting tomorrow for our roundabout, or for the province's roundabout project. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of inconvenience, but it'll be worth it in the end, so. Yeah.
Thank you. I was going to ask if there's any comments on that, but we're not voting on that. That's inquiries and announcements. So I'll just start with Councillor Janke, and we'll go down the line. Did you have your hand up? Sorry.
Oh.
Did you, for something different?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone in our community and across the country who've taken in forest fire evacuees. And I withdraw my comment about the rain. If you can arrange rain, send it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Well said. Councillor Silovsky? No, sorry. City Manager.
I just have one tonight. So this month, Special Olympics Saskatchewan is hosting summer games in various locations. And I'd like to congratulate the coaches, the dedicated athletes who participate. So far, we've had athletes who attended bowling. That was on June the 1st. And we had a couple athletes, including an athlete from Estevan, who participated in swimming in Swift Current in the wind this last weekend. These athletes work really hard, and we're really happy with the dedication that they put in, the coaches do as well for these events. So.
That is the spirit, indeed. All right, anybody else? There's nothing more. It's going to be a busy weekend, right? We got the Walk of Fame, car show, grad. Councillor Higgs will be filling his pool up, so if we all want to swing by Thursday night, I think. That's it. If there's nothing else, we'll end it there. Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
If you'd like to share your feedback on the program you just watched, contact us today